And a lot of people have seen me as somebody who is not very, who is not a very good person. Because as I can tell you right now, in Kenya, if you look at this country of Kenya across, you'll realize that there are counties that are very developed, more developed. People can go to the hospital and get treated and go back without paying, without missing drugs, without having to, if there is need for an ambulance, they do not have to have the cash to pay for it. But then there are counties where you will not see doctors. They are on strike perpetually, or nurses are on strike, and there are no drugs. You need to pay for whatever and everything else. So you realize that this is same country, but different leadership, you see. And even in those places where somebody chose their own relative, you realize that if they are suffering, everyone suffers. What we need to know is that the leader that is chosen by whichever process, by the end of the day, determines the life that we are going to live, you see. And if we choose based on where proximity from my home, perhaps the best that can happen is if they have some small road that is redone around that area. But most times there is nothing much. You see, everyone suffers the same. And I've always said that most of the leaders, the political leaders that people choose, they will not use your hospital. So whether there is drug there or not, they will not know. They will not even care. Because whenever they are ill, they fly abroad. They will not use your roads because they fly up using choppers. You see, most times, I was discussing this again yesterday in my family, that sometimes the only time you see them, like right now, is when there is a funeral and they come to contribute maybe 5,000 Kenya shillings or something like that. You see, so if we choose leadership based on my relative, we've all been victims to this. And maybe some of you will be able to share stories. Like in my county of Homa Bay, we are the closest, we are bordering the largest freshwater lake in Africa. And you'll wonder why people can still lack water within that proximity, and people suffer for lack of water. The same water that other people are using in other countries like Egypt, and they are developing better than Kenya, better than Africa, better than not just Africa, better than our county. If you check our nation of Kenya, for example, and you compare to Israel, you have everything. If you gave the Israeli government a choice between their country and our country, they will leave for us everything in their country so that they come to this country. But the question is, and they are just about 70 years old in existence, the question is, what makes Israel to be a developed country and Africa still being referred as a third world? You look at Dubai or Abu Dhabi or whatever, the Middle East, it's grown just the last 50 years and it's marvelous. What is it that makes the difference? So if we are going to choose our leaders everywhere based on their proximity to us, based on how close we are with them in terms of blood relationship or clan, then we are missing the point. And all of us suffer by the end of the day. You may have helped to put somebody into that position, but all of us suffer. I was giving an example of